ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ప్రభుత్వం గుంటూరు జిల్లాలో నిర్వహిస్తున్న ప్రకృతి వ్యవసాయ తరగతులు సాగు రంగంలో మార్పుకు నాంది పలకబోతున్నాయా? రసాయన రహిత వ్యవసాయం నుంచి రైతులను దూరం చేసి ప్రకృతి వైపు నడిపించబోతున్నాయా? రైతు ఆత్మహత్యలు లేని సమాజానికి ఆహ్వానం పలకబోతున్నాయా అంటే అవుననే అంటున్నారు పద్మశ్రీ సుభాష్ పాలేకర్. ప్రకృతి వ్యవసాయ పితామహుడు విజన్ ఏంటి? రైతులకు ఎలాంటి సూచనలు చేస్తున్నారు? హెచ్ఎంటీవీ ప్రత్యేక ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఇవాల్టి నేలతల్లిలో. మీ 30 ఏళ్ల ప్రయాణంలో ఎలాంటి మార్పులు చేశారు?
Because I have started this zero-budget natural farming mass movement since 1988. But in initial 10 to 15 years, there was no widespread response from youth generation because there was no any awareness in the youth, and problems were not in so much severe which are today. So in initial period, but now I am now the 8,000 farmers are participating today for 9 days in Vijayawada, and you will see 85% are youth. Even 300 software engineers participated. Last time at Hyderabad there was my national workshop on back to nature, and amongst 1200 participants, 700 were software engineers. Everywhere when I go and in my workshops, more than 90% youth are coming, because now youth are not having the future. Maybe they are educated, highly educated, but they will not get the service because there is a great recession in the world, and recession will not be reduced, it will be enhanced again, because maybe government has given 6th pay commission, 7th pay commission to introduce maximum money in the pocket, but nobody consumer is willing to purchase anything more from the market because saturation is done. If you have one house, you will not build up two because there are vacant houses and nobody is coming to purchase, and so the recession will be enhanced, and industry will reduce the labor. There will be no any chance in the industrial sector to create the jobs. In these circumstances, only sector, that is zero-budget natural farming or agriculture sector, will give the maximum jobs, because we are processing only 2% of the produce today, too much behind. There is a great chances in processing industry, specifically food processing industry. So new generation are coming, they are listening very well, and you will surprise that those software engineers which are getting more than 18 lakh package every year, 24 lakh also, they are resigning the job, they are purchasing the land, and they are starting zero-budget natural farming. So in this period, I am very happy that new generations are now aware about the fact.
ప్రకృతి వ్యవసాయంలో దేశీ ఆవు తప్పనిసరి అని చెప్తున్నారు కదా, మరి ఆవులు అందుబాటులో ఉన్నాయా?
What is happened, there are lot of local cows, but in the pockets. In Saurashtra, Gujarat, in Rajasthan, in Bundelkhand, even in Vidarbha, Marathwada, and North Karnataka and Telangana, lot of cows and crores of the cows are existed, but which is the developed area of India, there is no cow because they have totally destroyed the cow because of the Jersey Holstein. It is not because if the government of India has launched traditional agriculture system, that means Paramparik Kheti. If government of India will continue its Paramparik Kheti, old traditional Indian technology of agriculture, which is based on cow dung manure, we want 350 crore cows to consume entire 34 crore acre land in Indian territory, and we have only 8 crore cows, local cows. In dream also it is not possible to continue traditional method of the Paramparik Krishi. But in my zero-budget natural farming, if you have one local cow, you can cultivate 30 acres of land. We want only 4 crore cow. If zero budget natural farming will be accepted throughout country and will be adopted throughout country, we want only 4 crore cow. We have 8 crore cow. Cow is not a problem.
ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో దేశీ ఆవుల సంఖ్య తక్కువగా ఉంది కదా?
AP is a developed state, and because of the government, last government and government of India's policy, they have not given the provision and importance to local cows. They have given the importance for foreign breeds, just like Jersey Holstein. So it is a problem. But I have suggested a study to Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. No problem. We will supply cows from Saurashtra, Rajasthan and Bundelkhand, but you have to give the chances, you have to purchase the cow and to provide the cows. Those who are not having the cow, they have to provide, government will provide to them.
కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం అమలు చేస్తున్న పరంపరాగత్ కృషి వికాస్ యోజనపై మీ స్పందన ఏంటి?
Paramparagat Krishi Yojana of Government of India is dependent on old Indian agricultural practices, which is based on cow dung manure. And you will see, you go to the village, you will see no farmer is getting cow dung manure. I have taken some trials and I have found if you want the equal production as like chemical farming per acre, you want 18 to 20 cartridges of the FOM, that means cow dung manure, in Paramparic Krishi. And for that you have to keep 10 cows, local cows. If government will announce this system throughout the country, the India will India wants near about 350 crore cows. Just I have clarified, and not we have only 8 crore. In dream also, it is not possible to government of India to continue this Paramparic Krishi. Only option, only solution is zero budget natural farming, and we can do it in limited cows.
మనం అనుసరిస్తున్న విధానాల వల్ల కోటాను కోట్ల రూపాయల భారతీయ సంపద విదేశాలకు వెళుతుంది అని అంటున్నారు సుభాష్ పాలేకర్. రైతులు మార్కెట్ మీద ఆధారపడడం వల్ల గ్రామీణ సంపద పట్టణాలకు తరలి అక్కడి నుంచి విదేశాలకు వెళ్ళిపోతుందని ఆందోళన వ్యక్తం చేస్తున్నారు. భారతదేశం నుంచి 54 లక్షల కోట్ల రూపాయలు విదేశాలకు వెళుతున్నాయని మీరు చెబుతున్నారు. అయితే అది ఎలా?
Because when you purchase genetically modified seed, hybrid seeds, fertilizer, insecticide, fungicides, and tractor, instruments, even cosmetics, foreign polyester cloth, and foreign medicine, allopathic medicine, or sugar, jaggery, and cosmetics, and all other commodities. Money is going from villages to the cities. But money will not remain in city, it will go, only commission will remain in city, money will go to outside India. 54 lakh crore we are losing. Not necessary at all, not necessary. We can show this 54 lakh crore erosion of the Indian economy. Only we have to take the decision that India will continue or start only zero budget natural farming on national level. That means hybrid seed will be cut down, not necessary. Genetically modified seed, not necessary. We have proved that by means of the local seed, we have taken more production than genetically modified BT cotton. We have proved it. No chemical fertilizer, no insecticide, nothing. And what are the commodity we are utilizing in your daily needs? Not necessary at all. I am not utilizing it. All these things I am not utilizing. I am very free and I am very happy. So we have to boycott those commodities which are not essential for daily needs, and then we can show 54 lakh crore rupees, definitely 100%, and not to, if this 54 lakh crore rupees will be distributed in 6 lakh villages in India, every village will get 9 crore rupees every year for development. What miracle development will happen? There is no provision in the Indian budget to provide any additional budget. Not necessary at all. Not necessary.
మీరు ఎంఎస్ స్వామినాథన్ విధానాలకు భిన్నంగా ముందుకు తీసుకువెళ్తున్నారు కదా, మరి వారిని మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా కలిసారా, మాట్లాడారా?
No, I did not meet Swaminathan yet, and because there was no any chance to meet Swaminathan. But What Swaminathan has suggested to Government of India, that government have to give 50% more prices than cost of production. I think it is a new trap. It is a new trap of Dr. Swaminathan. That means Swaminathan ji is giving the message, okay, you increase the cost of production. Maximum, what you may, you increase the cost of production. For that purpose, you purchase highly costly hybrid seed, genetically modified seed. You purchase high costly and maximum quantity of chemical fertilizer, insecticide. Don't care, we are giving 50% more than cost of production. Cost of production is zero, actually zero. Production will not reduce, it will be increased in the first year and will be increased. And as it is, naturally grown produces are poison free and medicinal, nutritious. The consumer are giving double prices. Cost of production is zero, we are getting more production and double prices. Cost of production zero, that means no problem. What is the 50% of the zero cost? What is the cost, zero cost? 50%. That means Swaminathan Ayog, what they have recommended to the government of India, it is totally useless, not necessary at all. We have achieved that target.
కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం అమలు చేస్తున్న మద్దతు ధరపై మీరేమంటారు?
We are not demanding any rate to the government. We are getting double rate in the market, because nobody is willing to die with the cancer. They want poisonous food. So for that purpose, no problem anymore. Not at all. We are taking our own prices. Our prices are fixed by only farmers, not by government, not by market. We are telling the consumer, this is 60 rupees per kg wheat. This is naturally grown. This naturally grown rice, 80 rupees per kg. If you want, you take, purchase, otherwise you die with the cancer. Everybody is willing to purchase, because Sixth Pay Commission has given lot of money in the pocket. The creation power is more. They are not bargaining, they are purchasing.
సామాజిక అడవులు పెంచండి అని ప్రభుత్వాలు చెబుతున్నాయి. మరి ఇది ఆహ్వానించదగ్గ పరిణామమేనా?
Social forestry, okay, because on any government aid, I think that we can't do anything 100% successfully, because maybe government is willing to change the entire system, but bureaucratic system will not do it. It will restrict, because they are not willing to change the system or change the policy. So maybe Modi ji wants some changes, but I am seeing that bureaucracy will not support. So we will not dependent on bureaucracy, we will not depend on the government. By mass movement we can do it, and social forestry definitely we can achieve the target if NGOs, grassroots NGOs and mass movements will come forward and start this social forestry program.
బీటీ కాటన్ విఫలమైన ప్రస్తుత పరిస్థితుల్లో పత్తి రైతులకు మార్గమే కనిపించట్లేదు. దీనికి మీరిచ్చే సూచన ఏంటి?
देखिए, I have given so many evidences on YouTube, uploaded some videos. We have taken genetically modified BT cotton in 1 acre plot, variable places in chemical farming, 100% chemical farming. And we have taken those BT cotton, purchased seed in 1 acre in zero natural farming. Again we have taken the seed of BT cotton and sown in another plot in zero natural farming, and we have sown in 4th plot Deshi cotton, local cotton. And we have seen that the American bollworm, pink bollworm and white fly destroyed BT cotton in chemical farming, destroyed at all. In our plot, maybe BT cotton in zero natural farming, maybe local cotton, and maybe second generation of the cotton, no bollworm was there. Total bollworm free, no attack of the bollworm, no attack of the white fly, and our production was double than chemically grown BT cotton. So we have given the message to the entire cotton growers in not in Andhra Pradesh, entire nation, don't purchase genetically modified BT cotton, not necessary at all. We can take the double production by local and second generation of the BT by zero natural farming. 10,000 my associates farmers, my colleagues farmers are going to the tribal people and remote villages. They are collecting the seeds because so many farmers are having the local seeds, and you know the tribal people are having. They are collecting, we are multiplying, we are giving available to the people. But if there is trace, we are converting hybrid seed into local seed. This is my technology, and it is easy to follow, and all farmers are doing it. So we are converting hybrid seed into local seed, genetically modified seed into local seed, and we are giving to the people. They are not purchasing any seed from the market, and we are giving the message that not necessary to purchase any genetically modified or hybrid seed. We can start this movement for seed collection, local seed, in national level also.
రసాయన సేద్యం కంటే సేంద్రియ వ్యవసాయం ఇంకా ప్రమాదకరమని అంటున్నారు సుభాష్ పాలేకర్. ఆయన ఆ విధానాన్ని కొరియా హైడ్రోజన్ బాంబుతో పోల్చారు. రానున్న రోజుల్లో ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో ప్రకృతి వ్యవసాయం విస్తరించడానికి మంచి అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయని చెబుతున్నారు. మీరు నేరుగా రైతులకే ప్రకృతి సేద్యంపై శిక్షణ ఇస్తున్నారు. అధికారులు శాస్త్రవేత్తలకు ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చి వారి ద్వారా రైతుల దగ్గరికి తీసుకువెళ్ళొచ్చు కదా.
I think that you don't know what is the reality. I am not conducting workshop for only farmers. I am conducting workshop for citizens in the big cities, that is the back to nature, and I teach them not necessarily to purchase poisonous vegetables and fruits from the market. On the terraces of your home, you can take the poisonless vegetables and fruits, and we have established beautiful model. They are coming, they are visiting. Number one. Number two, we are arranging some meetings and workshops and seminars with the scientists, with the bureaucrats, and with the top officials, and also the activists. It has happened, but we are not coming to the media, and so nobody know what we are doing.
రసాయన సేంద్రియ వ్యవసాయం ప్రమాదకరమని చెబుతున్నారు. ఎందుకని?
No. My target is not chemical free farming only. I am totally against organic farming. 100% against. Organic farming is more dangerous than North Korean hydrogen bomb. North Korean. Organic farming is not Indian technology. It is not Swedish technology. It is 100% foreign technology. The organic farming is responsible for global warming and climate change, because maximum greenhouse gases are emitted by organic farming. Organic farming destroys the humus. That means organic farming destroys the fertility and productivity of the soil. Organic farming does not giving the production to the farmer. In organic farming, production is reduced continuously, and organic farming is more costly because input of the organic farming is 4 times more costly than the input of the chemical farming. Organic farming is a pre-planned conspiracy to exploit Indian economy, water, environment, and the rural economy.
మీ దగ్గర పాఠాలు నేర్చుకుంటున్న రైతులు మీరు చెప్పే పద్ధతుల్ని 100% అనుసరించడం లేదు. అయినా రైతుకు లాభాలు వస్తాయంటారా?
Those who are participating in my workshop 100%, they are converted immediate 100%, no doubt. But they are those who are reading my books and seeing the videos in the YouTube, and some listening, somebody will tell him that this is the technology. He is doing half-hearted. Again, if he has taken the decision, but people, his colleagues, the village people and his home partner will resist him, because they do not know what is actually the condition. So he is not fully convinced, and so he commit 50% natural, 50% chemical. But 50 lakh farmers are practicing urban natural farming in India. 100% they are following, and you will surprise 82% people are practicing urban natural farming who are under 2.5 acre land.
చివరిగా ఏపీలో మీరు నిర్వహిస్తున్న శిక్షణా తరగతులతో వచ్చే రోజుల్లో ఎలాంటి మార్పు ఆశిస్తున్నారు?
Definitely, because your Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has declared in the inauguration program, he demanded my meetings in Andhra Pradesh once at 3 months, and he want my effort in maximum. He said that I have discussed with him on the dais. He said I will I will do. Only you tell me what I have to do. He is very keen person, and I think that the future of Andhra Pradesh in the Chandrababu Naidu hand, and definitely we have the plan. In April and May, we are conducting two big workshop, 6-day workshop. There are 13,000 Gram Panchayat in Andhra Pradesh. In first workshop, 6,500 Gram Panchayat will be participated. One person from one village, and it will be youth, educated, spiritual, and farmer. And in second workshop, 6,500. That means in this, within 3 months and 4 months, the message will be spread out throughout the Andhra Pradesh. And when that farmer will be participate and go there, they will establish a beautiful model in each village, and seeing is willing, entire village will be changed. That is the plan.
ప్రకృతి వ్యవసాయ పితామహుడు సుభాష్ పాలేకర్ ప్రకృతి సేద్యం మీద రైతులకు ఇస్తున్న సూచనలు ఇప్పటివరకు చూశారు కదా. ఇది వాటి నెలతల్లి కార్యక్రమం. నమస్తే.